There are words in Korean that Maya would never understand, and soon he made sure she knew it. There are words in Korean that Maya would never understand, and soon he made sure she knew it. 3 days had passed since the meeting in the car, 3 days since Soon. He spoke for 17 uninterrupted minutes in rapid Korean while Maya sat frozen in the back seat, understanding nothing except the tone. Cold, final, absolute. Joon had translated only pieces. The parts he thought Maya could survive hearing. He was protecting her. She knew that. But protection felt like drowning in slow motion. Now it was Thursday. 2 days before the wedding that might not happen. And Maya stood in the small kitchen of their Seoul apartment, staring at a handwritten letter that had been slipped under their door sometime before dawn. The handwriting was elegant, precise. Every Korean character perfectly formed. At the bottom, a single line in English. I have written what my son cannot say. If you love him, you will read this. Maya's hands trembled as she held the paper. She couldn't read it. She'd been in Korea for 2 years, learned enough Korean to navigate markets and greet neighbors, but this was beyond her. These were the words Soon. He wanted to keep hidden behind a language barrier, visible but unreachable. She heard the shower turn off in the bathroom. Joon would be out in minutes. She could ask him to translate it. Watch his face as he read his mother's words. Watch him choose between honesty and mercy. Or she could take it to Hannah. Maya folded the letter carefully and slipped it into her bag. When she arrived at Hannah's apartment in Itaewon, her friend took one look at her face and pulled her inside without a word. Hannah Cho had been Maya's anchor since her first week in Seoul, the friend who explained why people asked her age before her name, who taught her to bow at the right angle, who held her hand through every cultural misunderstanding. What happened? Hannah asked, guiding her to the couch. Maya pulled out the letter. His mother left this under our door. I need you to read it. Hannah's expression shifted from concern to something heavier, reluctance mixed with resignation. She took the letter, her bright eyes scanning the Korean text, and Maya watched her friend's face change with each line. The warmth drained away. Her jaw tightened. Hannah! Maya! Hannah set the letter down like it had burned her. Are you sure you want to know? I have to. Hannah looked at her for a long moment, then picked up the letter again. Her voice was steady but quiet as she translated. To the woman who has taken my son. You cannot understand what you have stolen from me. My husband died when Joon was 15 years old. I raised him alone. I worked every day in our restaurant until my hands bled. I never remarried. I never thought of myself. Every choice I made was for him. In our culture, a son carries his family's name, his ancestors' honor, his mother's sacrifice forward. When Joon marries, he does not just choose a wife. He chooses what his children will be, what his family will become, whether everything I suffered had meaning. You are asking him to erase me. To turn his back on his language, his blood, his duty. You are asking him to have children who will not know their grandmother's face in their own. Who will not speak her language. Who will not carry forward what I have carried. I do not hate you. But I will not bless this. I will not watch my son disappear into a life where I am a stranger. If he marries you, I will not come to the wedding. I will not meet your children. I will mourn him as if he has died, because the son I raised, the one who made me a promise at his father's grave, will be gone. You think love is enough. It is not. Love is what you feel. Duty is what you do. And if my son chooses you, he will spend the rest of his life wondering if he betrayed the woman who gave him everything. Ask yourself, can you live with being the reason he never forgives himself? If you cannot read this, it is because you do not belong in his world. Park Soon-hee. The silence that followed was suffocating. Maya felt something crack inside her chest. Not a clean break, but a splintering like wood under too much pressure. Her breath came shallow and quick. She's right, Maya whispered. No. She's right, Hannah. Maya's voice broke. I don't speak his language. Not really. I don't understand half of what his family says to each other. I'll never. She pressed her palms against her eyes. How do I raise children in a culture I'm still learning? How do I give Joon a family that honors his mother when she'll never speak to them? Hannah grabbed her hands, pulled them away from her face. Maya, listen to me. You're not stealing him. He chose you. That's not the same thing. Is it? Or am I just easier, more exciting, something different? Stop. His mother worked until her hands bled, Hannah. She gave up everything. And I'm asking him to choose me over that. You're not asking him to choose. She is. Hannah's voice was fierce now. She's the one making this a competition. She's the one threatening to disown him. You didn't do that. You just loved him. Maya shook her head, tears streaming down her face. Maybe love isn't supposed to cost this much. Or maybe it always does, Hannah said quietly. Maybe that's what makes it real. Maya returned to the apartment as the sun was setting. Joon was at the table, his laptop open, but he wasn't looking at the screen. He was staring at his hands. Where were you? He asked softly. Hannah's. He nodded. Didn't press. Maya sat down across from him, the letter still folded in her bag. She could show it to him. Force the confrontation. Make him see what his mother had written. But instead, she asked the question that had been building in her chest since the car ride 3 days ago. Joon. Do you resent me? His head snapped up. What? For making you choose. For putting you in this position. Do you? Her voice cracked. Do you wish we'd never met? The pain in his eyes was immediate and total. He stood, crossed to her side of the table, and knelt in front of her chair. His hands found hers. Maya. Look at me. She did. His face was so close she could see the exhaustion written in every line, the weight he'd been carrying alone. I have never resented you, he said, his voice shaking. Not for 1 second. You are the only good thing I've done that was just for me. The only choice I made because I wanted to, not because I had to. You are. He pressed his forehead against their joined hands. You are the reason I wake up and feel like I'm living my own life. But your mother. My mother is in pain. I know that. But her pain doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean we're wrong. He looked up at her, his eyes wet. I'm not choosing you over her. I'm choosing the life I want to live. And I want to live it with you. Maya felt her heart crack wider, love and grief pouring through the fissure. What did she say to you? Joon asked quietly. In the car. After I left to take the call from the restaurant. Maya froze. She'd forgotten. When Joon's phone rang during the meeting, when he'd stepped out of the car to handle some kitchen emergency. Soon, he had turned to Maya. Had spoken in careful, slow English. The only time she'd used Maya's language. Maya had never told him. She asked me a question, Maya whispered. What question? Maya pulled her hands from his. Stood up. Walked to the window because she couldn't look at him when she said it. She asked me how much I loved you. Joon stood slowly. And what did you tell her? I said I loved you more than I've ever loved anyone. Then why do you look like you're leaving? The question hit her like a physical blow. She turned to face him, tears streaming freely now. She asked me how much I loved you, Maya said again, her voice breaking on every word. And then she asked, enough to let him go? Joon went still. She said. Maya's breath hitched. She said if I loved you enough, I would leave. Before the wedding. Before you had to choose. That the greatest act of love would be to disappear. So you'd never have to live with the guilt of choosing. Maya. And I can't stop thinking. Her voice rose, desperate and raw. What if she's right? What if loving you means not marrying you? Joon closed the distance between them in 3 strides. His hands cupped her face, his thumbs wiping away tears. No, he said firmly. No, that's not love. That's sacrifice dressed up as nobility. That's her telling you that you don't deserve to be chosen. Maybe I don't. Stop. His voice broke. Please, Maya. Stop believing her. They stood there, foreheads pressed together, both of them shaking. I have something to tell you, Maya finally whispered. He pulled back, reached into her bag, pulled out the letter. Your mother left this under the door. It's in Korean. I had Hannah translate it. Joon took the letter with trembling hands. He read it in silence, his expression shifting through shock, pain, anger, and something that looked like grief. When he finished, he folded it carefully, set it on the table. I need to see her, he said. Joon. No, I need to see her. Tonight. His voice was steady but his hands shook. She doesn't get to do this. She doesn't get to write you letters designed to break you. She wants to talk about duty and sacrifice. Then she can say it to my face. What are you going to do? He looked at her, and in his eyes she saw something new. Not just pain or love or guilt. She saw resolve. I'm going to tell her the truth. What truth? He picked up his phone, started typing a message. That I'm marrying you on Saturday. And if she wants to be part of my life after that, she's welcome. But if she doesn't... His voice caught. If she doesn't, I'll mourn that. For the rest of my life, I'll mourn it. But I won't mourn you. Maya's breath stopped. I'm going to her restaurant, Joon said quietly. I'm going to tell her everything. And then I'm going to come home to you and we're going to get married and we're going to build the life we want. Together. He kissed her forehead, grabbed his jacket. Wait for me, he said. Please. Just wait for me. The door closed behind him. Maya stood alone in the apartment, the letter on the table, the silence pressing in on all sides. Her phone buzzed. Message. From Soon-hee's number. One line. In English. He is coming to me. I will tell him what you said in the car. All of it. Maya's blood went cold. Another message appeared. I recorded our conversation. The part where you said you weren't sure you could give him the family he deserves. He will hear your doubt. And then he will understand. Maya's hand shook so violently she nearly dropped the phone. Soon-hee had recorded her. Had caught Maya in her most vulnerable moment. The moment when fear had made her speak aloud the doubts she hadn't even admitted to herself. And now Joon was walking into an ambush. Maya grabbed her jacket, her keys, her phone. She ran for the door. The restaurant was in Busan, 2 hours by train. Maya called Joon 17 times. He didn't answer. She texted Hannah. I'm going to Busan. If I don't come back, the wedding's off. Hannah's response was immediate. I'm coming with you. Don't you dare do this alone. But Maya was already on the train, staring out the window at the darkness rushing past. Her heart pounding so hard she could feel it in her throat. She had to get there. Had to reach him before Soon-hee played that recording. Before he heard Maya's voice, small and scared, saying the words that would confirm every doubt he'd buried. I don't know if I can be enough for him. I don't know if I can give him the family he deserves. What if she's right? What if love isn't enough? The train couldn't move fast enough. When she finally arrived at the restaurant, the lights were on inside. Through the window she could see them, Joon and Soon-hee, sitting across from each other at a small table. And on the table between them a phone. Screen glowing. Maya's own voice, tinny and distant, played from the speaker. I don't know if I can be enough. Joon's face, lit by the phone's light, was a portrait of devastation. When he looked up, and saw Maya standing in the doorway. For 3 seconds no one moved. Then Joon turned. His eyes met Maya's. And in them, she saw the exact moment everything they'd built together shattered. When the recording ends, the silence is worse. Joon wonders if Maya's doubt is a warning. Or proof that love under this much pressure was never meant to survive. Before he can answer, his mother makes her move.